You know what would be funny? Well, say a couple of DJs pulled off a prank call to a sick, pregnant woman in the hospital, and then a few days later, the nurse who fell for the prank and put the call through to her patient was found dead, presumably from suicide. And then the two DJs got into all kinds of trouble because the nurse's blood was on their hands, except that in the end, it turned out that the nurse was actually still alive and part of a prank by the hospital to get back at the two DJs. That would be hilarious! But not really, because nothing related to the death of nurse Jacintha Saldanha is funny. I mean, what was funny about calling a sick, pregnant woman under a lot of stress and in the hospital just to try and make her look stupid? I mean, what would you do if someone did that to someone you loved? I mean, Prince William should be allowed to take a couple of whacks at those guys with one of his father's old polo mallets. Which is not to say that I'm against all pranks. It's just that playing with them is like playing with fire. If you do it right, you get a nice campfire. If you do it wrong, you can burn down 1,000,000 acres of forest. So, ultimately, when you pull a prank like this, the first question you should ask yourself is, what are the consequences of this if it goes wrong? I mean, think about all the people involved and what the reactions to it will be, because I'll bet you any amount of money that when those two DJs in Australia eventually comment upon the suicide they provoked, the first thing they'll say is, "We were only kidding," which sounds exactly like what a couple of 6-year-olds would say, but is just too pathetic for words coming from a couple of adults.